from recency bias or recency.
Dame Lillard trade?
Yeah, exuberance, where something happens like, well, now, Mike, like, I don't know. We do get a little bit excited when a move happens. We're like, that's it. That's going to happen. Oh, Luka's on the Lakers. Lakers to the championship. It's like, all right, let's just take a breath. But there wasn't yeah, that's a good one.
Saquon goes.
No, but that was an unconventional take that he was going to have a CMC.
Right.
I mean, I was the only one that saw it, but
not everybody was like,
it was obvious to
start
me.
printing the T-shirts. Same with Derrick Henry. Nobody's like, oh, that's going to 100% work.
No, but
everyone's like, this will 100% work. It's going to be a huge.
Because I don't think.
And probably
I don't think star pass rusher doesn't work. Like I think this is really just a question of how good did you see the Packers being before? Like Bruce saw the Packers being good, but winning the division before, so this was enough to take them over the top. Danny had him out of the playoffs, so this is enough to get him in the playoffs.
That's fair.
And so you probably had them fighting for a wild card, and so that's it.
I also think Mike is going to benefit from Green Bay, where it's just football. I mean, he went to Penn State. He didn't go to USC or some place where there's a ton of stuff going on. And he's from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Like, I think he can be in a small town and be fine.
Okay. He'll be great. He will be great. The Packers, more debate.
Okay. You weren't saying that when your head was on the desk.
He will be great.
He didn't pick them to make the playoffs, though. Don't get it twisted.
That's
he still
true.
didn't put them in the playoffs. He just said they're not going to finish last.
All right, talking about Texas, Ohio State. Arch Manning era started off with a dud. Completed 57% of his passes, 1 touchdown, 1 INT, 7 points, failed tush-push. Here's Joel Klatt's take. Take a listen.
It's important when talking about Arch Manning that we throw out the last name. Because if you throw out the last name, then you lessen your expectations a little bit. And I had alluded to this even before the game. These were unfair expectations. He had never thrown a pass outside of Austin. So did he play well? No. No, he didn't play well. But that's to be expected. Starting on the road your first time is hard. Doing it against that Ohio State team and in that environment, almost impossible.
Okay, what did you make of Arch's 2025 debut?
I 100% agree with Joel. It's what I was saying before the game. And I think that this deification of, Matt Patricia invented the exotic blitz to college football.
Good job.
No, I think he did do a good job. But I think that is, I honestly think he did a very good job, and also it's a way for people to cover their own Arch Manning takes.
Oh, sure.
You know what I mean? It's not that I at least in the short term, overrated this kid. It's that Matt Patricia is, a combination of Dick LeBeau and Vince Lombardi.
They also knew Matt Patricia was the DC.
Correct.
Before the game. That was publicly available knowledge.
Yes.
Danny, to Joel's point, I honestly believe is if his name was not Manning, the point spread would have been different. I think if it would have been #1 recruit from a couple years ago who hasn't played, yet, starting on the road in Ohio State, there's no chance that it's going back and forth between 1.5 point favorite, 1.5 point dog. I think everybody, I don't want to say drank the Kool-Aid because it sounds like I think he'll never be good. But I thought it was a huge ask, and one of the reasons that I am so certain Caleb is going to be great is because he's one of the guys I saw dropped into an environment like this as a true freshman and be awesome, being dropped into the Red River Shootout at 19 and playing great. I just think it's so rare and so difficult that I'm not shocked that Arch seemed nervous, which is what he seemed to me, just flat nervous.
I mean, the first pass of the game, he short arms it.
Right.
It was like a shockingly bad pass. And yeah, if his name was Arch Jones, he certainly would not be the favorite for the Heisman Trophy.
I don't know about that.
It's a good name.
Oh, Matt Jones. Matt Jones' cousin.
Yeah, so I thought.
Actually, you're probably right.
You'd love him.
Oh, Matt Jones' cousin.
Arch Smith.
Yeah.
It was really disappointing, though, because so much of this was about pomp and circumstance and the last name, and now let's see it. But now, I mean, Archie, his grandfather, said, and I know Arch walked it back, he's like, I think he's going to be there for 2 years. We could have 25 more games of Arch Manning in college this year and next year. And so what I thought was fascinating about this was we've treated this kid like he was a basketball prospect. It's totally common for a high school recruit before they really play any meaningful college basketball to be talked about as the #1 pick in the NBA draft. Happens every couple of years.
It never happens in football.
Never. Like Trevor Lawrence, maybe a smidge, Jimmy Clausen, maybe a smidge, but it really never happens until you do something in college. This kid has never done anything in college, and his family namesake actually suggests we have 2 more full years of this. So
Did he say that after the game?
No, Archie said it 2 weeks ago.
but so I think a lot of people, because of the hype, because of Ohio State, because of the last name, because of the Heisman Trophy, we wanted it to be true. And maybe it will be, but we're at the beginning of the book, not the end of it.
Yeah, look, Joel is right, but think about it. If you ignore the last name, take off the last name, his stock plummets.
Yes.
So, like, are we even talking about him? I mean, you said it yourself, like, that it wasn't like he was lighting up the best high school opponents in the country. And so he has benefited. And I actually think he's going to be good and an NFL quarterback and eventually maybe live up to the hype. But he's benefited from that last name his whole entire career. And so it's just impossible to ignore it. But if you do, what is he?
Christina, before we go, do we have that Ohio State graphic on how dominant Ohio State has been? Okay.
Against top 5 teams lately.
Yeah, so the other story that's kind of flying under the radar here is like, to go into Columbus. You are playing the defending national champions, and Ohio State has been just beating top 5 teams consistently. Now, granted, they've gotten an opportunity
they weren't a top 5 team. They were
to play a top 5 team because of the playoff, but they've just been crushing teams. So I don't know. I lean towards us giving, here it is. These are some like legendary runs, and now Ohio State has it all packed in because of the playoffs. But when you say, by the end of the year, are we going to look back at this Arch Manning game like, he was the first one to, get into the buzzsaw of Ohio State.
So that's where I don't think, and I know we got to go. I think there will be, and I don't have Ohio State's next 3 games committed to memory. I think they're going to go up against a future undrafted free agent quarterback who's a 4-year college starter who's going to look fine. Not beat them, you know what I mean, but going to look, I think it's
look better than
right.
Arch
And I also thought Coach's point that the fact that Arch is a traditional pro-style passer might have actually helped Patricia in this game.
Sure.
As opposed to Patricia's first game against a kid that wants to throw the ball 12 times and run the ball 15 could give him more trouble.
Coming up next, tied, rolled, not good. Are you calling for a hot seat?
Oh, yeah, very hot.
Thank you. More questions first after the break.
It's a big match, and only the best will win.